Long before digital cables crossed the Atlantic, this was the highest density information network available to a North American colonist. Every piece of intelligence we'll review comes from a single document, the American Weekly Mercury, printed in Philadelphia on February 23, 1720. The dispatch covers an active public health crisis in Eastern Europe, naval engagements in the Mediterranean, heavy infrastructure projects in the Middle East, and catastrophic maritime losses. It presents a world balancing massive state-sponsored commercial expansion against near-total vulnerability to the natural environment. For a merchant sitting in a Philadelphia coffee house, understanding these global friction points was a strict requirement for calculating local economic survival. We start at the international desk, reviewing a dispatch sent from the Imperial Court in Vienna the previous September. The brief reports an aggressive public health crisis, quoting direct intelligence that a contagion is raging in Transylvania and Wallachia. Looking at this map, these regions sit directly on the southeastern edge of the Austrian Empire. To prevent a wider collapse, the Imperial Court ordered immediate containment protocols. Governors on the frontiers of Hungary were directed to forbid all communication and trade with the infected areas. Directly below the public health updates, the brief shifts to geopolitical instability in Poland. The local unrest is tied to a specific strategic union, the marriage of the Electoral Prince of Saxony. Polish nobles viewed this alliance as a plot against their liberties. These fractured borders show exactly why. A Saxon alliance risked drawing Polish territory into neighboring dynastic conflicts without the consent of their own citizens. Whether facing an uncontrollable contagion sweeping across a physical border, or foreign elites restructuring national alliances through marriage, the ordinary 18th century citizen operated with almost zero agency over their own state's stability. Moving to active military deployment, dispatches from Paris detailed the conflict escalating in Sicily. The intelligence confirms the citadel of Messina surrendered. Following the collapse, a British fleet commanded by Sir George Byng initiated a naval pursuit of the retreating forces. This map of the island highlights the Strait of Messina as a massive naval choke point. Controlling this northeastern tip of Sicily was an absolute necessity for asserting dominance over Mediterranean trade routes. While European states spent their resources bombarding coastal citadels, major commercial developments were underway in the Middle East. According to a report from the Racehorse Galley, Turkish and Persian authorities cooperated to construct a massive new overland trade route. The logistics required intense engineering, sinking wells every 8 to 10 miles to water the heavy camel caravans. This infrastructure was designed to feed goods into the commercial hub of Smyrna, accelerating the flow of commerce to the rest of the world. Europe poured its wealth into destructive territorial sieges, while Middle Eastern powers invested in commercial durability. This infrastructure, built by rivals, prioritized the reliable movement of goods over the expansion of borders. State-sponsored ambition always collided with severe environmental realities. The Maritime Desk tracks the unpredictable physical hazards governing global logistics. A prime example is the fate of the 200-ton Wright Galley, a merchant vessel bound for London from Antigua. In the middle of its passage, the ship was ignited by lightning. The vessel and its entire cargo burned to the waterline. The crew saved themselves in a small boat. They were tossed at sea for 7 days, spending the last 3 entirely without provisions, surviving near starvation before finally making land. That extreme precarity extended to local North American ports. The New York dispatches from February 16th detail a brutal winter freeze. Captain Wilson's sloop attempted to sail out for Jamaica, but was violently trapped in the Narrows by severe ice flows and extreme winds. The crew returned to the roadstead, but the physical toll was severe. The master and 3 men suffered heavy frostbite, leaving hands and feet frozen. These environmental hazards acted as a harsh counterweight to global trade. Merchants could engineer trade routes and sign treaties, but a single lightning strike or a frozen harbor could instantly erase a year of profit. We close the briefing at the local desk, focusing on the immediate vicinity of Philadelphia, where this paper was printed. The dispatch leads with a crucial logistical update. The Delaware River is finally clear of ice, permitting the arrival of the Seaflower from the bay. Her cargo was a matter of survival for the wintering colony. She delivered 700 bushels of Indian corn, along with barrels of beef and pork. This influx of calories sustained a thriving port city that depended entirely on its waterfront to stay alive during harsh weather. Right alongside these life-or-death logistics is the local crime blotter, which reports a robbery committed against a Mr. Bradford by his 2 servants. The stolen goods tell us exactly what held hard value on the frontier: cash, a watch, and 2 silver spoons. The thieves were quickly apprehended south of town, below Salem, and Justice Rolfe immediately committed them to jail. Here, local authorities swiftly caught a thief over a few silver spoons. It is an incredibly manageable, intimate scale of justice compared to the uncontrollable plagues and naval bombardments dominating the earlier pages. Across just 2 printed pages, this document compresses a massive volume of intelligence spanning thousands of miles. It reveals an era locked in a strict duality. High-level commercial ambition and rapid state expansion occurred simultaneously with severe, life-threatening physical precarity. For the colonial merchant, absorbing the geopolitical fallout of a Polish succession and the details of a frozen harbor provided the necessary data to keep a business afloat. By napping this global volatility, the broadsheet allowed its readers to calculate their own financial and physical risks. Through the careful reading of these 2 pages, a merchant in a small colonial outpost could track the movement of ships and the spread of disease across 3 continents.
The Daily Dispatch, history in print. No modern gloss, no modern hint. Just black and white, and read today. The Daily Dispatch is on the way. The Daily Dispatch.